Peace, y'all. Welcome, Campaign Show Live. Thursday night tap in. News, views, comments, guests, opinion. Salute. Come on in. Salute Ahmad Jabril, Honor Row, Wrench Mobs, Wrench Mob God Squad. Don't have no specific topic. We just tapping in, seeing what y'all want to talk about. Anything y'all want to talk about in the news, current events, anything that don't fall in a category of gossiping. We don't do gossip over here, but we definitely do current events, news, views. I don't mind opinions. We just don't do gossip. We don't do slander. We don't do false accusations. We don't do spreading rumors that ain't backed up by facts, evident, proof, data. Salute, man. Ain't nothing but Wrench Mob's in the building. Ahmad, Honor Row, Nate the Greatest. All good. I don't mind recapping or decapping on anything that we talked about earlier in the week. Anything that y'all wanted to get further clarification on, any questions you want to ask me about anything, that within reason, because I ain't just going to answer anything. But anything within reason, anything civilized within reason that don't got nothing to do with crime or stuff that's gonna go against YouTube's community guidelines. So salute y'all, Campaign Show Live. I put the StreamYard link right here. So if y'all wanted to hop on with me, you can do that. If you just want to put something in the chat, want to ask a question, want to speak on a topic, want to vent, we here for all of that this Thursday night tap in. KM, walaikum salam, big KM, George Allen, walaikum salam, Lano Getz, Trump versus Fed chairman. I'm not aware of that. Speak on that. Lano, I don't know who is the Fed chairman. Who is that? Jerome Powell? Is that the Fed chairman? Jerome Powell. I know my son know about that stuff because that determines what the stock markets be doing. If you're talking about Jerome Powell, but yeah, let me know. I know the stock market been getting decapitated, trillions of dollar losses per day type thing. 1.5 trillion yesterday, and so yeah. But yeah, let me know whatever y'all want to talk about. It can be whatever subject. Put it in the chat. Or if y'all want to hop on the live, just hit the StreamYard link. If y'all want to promote any product, any business, anything y'all got going on that you want us to support, definitely hop on, promote your business, promote whatever you got going on. This is the time to do it for free on this Digital Soapbox Network. Hit the like button, subscribe to Digital Soapbox Network, and to West Coast Cam, my personal channel, West Coast Cam on YouTube. But yeah, if y'all got any business, man, hop on and share it. If y'all got any comments, any issues, any problems, anything you want to vent about, anything you want to ask me, feel free. I saw something earlier about, I don't know, this is I don't know if it's accurate or not, about Obama, Michelle Obama, talking about she gonna do her, she living for her or something like that. I don't know. Seeing a like a little one-on-one interview thing with Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross' daughter, the one that played in Blackish, and her being her age and still don't have no children or no man or no family. And I think they was talking about relationship stuff, but it just reminded me of the Michelle Obama. I don't know if it's gossip. I don't know if it's true or accurate. Like she like her and Barack ain't I don't know, something. I've been seeing some pictures of Sasha Malia, whatever the oldest one is, that's looking real burnt out, look like she hard on cigarettes, and it's interesting, man. So yeah, let me know though what y'all want to talk about. Lionel Getz said Powell says the tariffs will ruin the economy. Well, he's probably right. Trump threatened to fire him. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that. That's why we wanted Trump in office. We wanted him to go against the big brothers and go against the whole system that has brought us hell and kept us poor and impoverished all our life and all of our parents and grandparents' life. It's time for Babylon the Great to fall. So Trump is just the guy to kick it off. So salute to Trump. Keep it up. We rooting for you. We praying for you, Trump, to keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. And even the little flip flop turn, the 180 turn, it seemed like he's doing. Now he wants to support Israel or the Zionist. I don't know, anti-Semitic something. All of that, even if it's designed to come against us, the NOI, we with it. We with all of that. You know what I'm saying? Quicker that you come against us, quicker we can get this thing over with. Quicker God can do what he gonna do. So let's go. Let's run it. I'm not rushing it, but if y'all think y'all want to rush it, then let's go. Let's go. Wally 100, peace and more peace. Good to see you always. Big Harv, who ordered the new Gucci bag from China for $5? Right. Yeah, he really uncovered that. Yep, everybody thinking that they was getting this designer straight from Italy and straight from France and all that. No, it was straight from the sweatshops of Wuhan, right next to the wet market. The sweatshop right next to the wet market. That's where your Gucci bags and your Louis bags and all that come from. Adrian, salute. Wrench mob guys are the craziest. Yeah, man. So it's Thursday night tap in. News, views, comments, opinions, problems, solutions. That's what we doing. So yeah, I saw that and the Michelle Obama thing. So I don't know what's going with that. I don't know if she pushing the girl power thing with the 6 girls on the rocket ship. 6 girls on a little white phallic symbol looking rocket ship, the Blue Origin. So I don't know if Michelle Obama's on that page. Of course, she was pushing that, but I don't know if she fully on board with that, like she doing her. These are golden years. She spent enough time being dedicated to being Barack's wife. Now she doing her. So I don't know, but that's what they're making it seem like. So that's just gossip. That's just gossip. Righteous by nature, wa alaikum salam. Yeah, ain't no topic. The topic is whatever y'all want to talk about, whatever y'all want me to talk about, or whatever y'all want to talk about with each other. And I'll just tap in this Thursday night tap in for me. So y'all really got the floor. Y'all really can control what the subject or the topics is going to be. And I'll just tap in with y'all. I'll add on with y'all. It's a lot of YouTube drama still going on our side. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but the details of that. But it is some mess. It is some messiness, some culture vulture messiness. Culture vultures is in right at the center of the YouTube messiness as usual. So, that is what that is. Crazy Tex Gamer, salute. Hey, yeah, man. It's what y'all want to talk about, man. What's interesting to y'all? What do y'all want to hear my take on, or what do y'all want to say to me? Y'all don't even got to agree with me. If anything, that I've been saying that y'all disagree with, this is the time to cuss me out. I won't get mad. I don't be in my feelings. I looked at some of the comments from yesterday with the Ice Cube. A couple of people was in their feelings about me. You know what I'm saying? Saying that Ice Cube at 40 movies in, and you know what I'm saying, and I ain't did one or something. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. I guess they be feeling like they get me upset But yeah, I mean, I do not bite my tongue. So I like that. You know, I got to just be careful with these YouTube streets because, you know, people will on this online, this social media thing, this podcast and YouTube thing, people, you know, or even YouTube, they gonna play games with your numbers and your this and your that. And if you're not talking about nothing messy or controversial, then they, you know, they turn you down, they govern you, you know, make it look like you ain't really doing that and the people ain't really tapping in. So it's not that important for me. I really just be wanting to be good company. I just be wanting to be company because I know, like I always say, we all going through certain pains and lonelinesses and suffering losses or struggling, and we just need as social creatures, we just need to know we not alone. We got a brother or sister, you know what I'm saying, or we got a support group that can relate. um so that's really what I be on here for. My little personal subjects that be whatever, y'all might not relate to them, but I'll be here. I show up. I'll be here. So I make myself available. I be hands on with y'all. So that's what I like. I just like making myself available, letting y'all know that we breathe in the same air and struggle in the same struggle, crying the same tears, stressing the same stresses. So if I can help you get through it to another day to where, you know, you get some rest or whatever and wake up tomorrow and be back at it, then I'm doing my job. Doing my job. DJ X1, salute. Knowledge of self, salute. Rod Worley, salute. Salute. Stay Ice Cube need a haircut. Nah, salute Ice Cube. Shouts out Ice Cube. Shouts out all the West Coast rap veterans, you know. It would be interesting. Like I could, you know, and I know it. Like it's a test for me. I could really stir up stuff. I could really go viral immediately. But what is viral? What is viral? I don't want no Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't want, you know, I don't want to make Satan happy. I don't want to give Satan the kind of content that Satan wants. You know what I'm saying? I'm just fine with this. I'll stay in my little lane and be the little engine that could just keep on chugging along, chugga chugga chugga. You know what I'm saying? I'm priceless to some people. Some people think what I say and do and how I do it is priceless. It's that old fashioned, old school manhood code that's almost extinct. So I'm good. I'm good, or I'm trying to be good, I should say, because none is good but the Father, but I'm trying to be like the Father. Sarai one, salute, peace. Appreciate you also. Wally, what's your thoughts on the little brother Carmelo Anthony situation? I still haven't seen nothing about it. I didn't follow it. I saw right before I got on here, it looked like his mother was speaking out. Like she finally says, mother finally makes a statement. And I don't know. I don't even know what it she was saying. I know I seen something on Instagram saying that they raised almost $1 million for him, 900,000, and then I guess it was a rumor that like he spent it and bought a house, or they cashed it out and bought a house, which she's saying is a lie, and everybody else is confirming that it's cap, it's a lie. So I don't know if she was upset because they was lying on her and they already putting certain kind of pressures on her son and on her family. But I guess, I don't know, it had to do with the GoFundMe money that they said that they cashed already instead. I don't know, something. So yeah, I ain't followed that story, but that's as much as I saw on it. On a row, did you see Wallow speak on black businesses? Nah, I saw the same. All this just be on my, just coming across my news feed. So I saw the headlines like on my Instagram saying that people ain't gonna support your business just because it's a black business. That's all I saw. And I agree with that, but I didn't listen to nothing that he had to say. I didn't click on it or nothing. Have any listened to Slate Stone new music? I don't know. Have y'all listened to Righteous by Nature? Say, have y'all listened to Slate Stone new music? I don't know who that is, but maybe y'all do. Yeah, I never heard of Slate Stone. Is that a rapper, a singer, R&B? Are they black? Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. DJ X1, it's priceless. The knowledge you have is supreme, but we all know that. I mean, it's us. It's the nature. It's our nature is supreme. Our nature is what's supreme. The human being's nature and the capacity and the potential, that's what's supreme. That's divine. All of us have that. It's just I be just trying to tap into it. I just be trying to lock in and focus and keep that the subject and that content. If I talk about anything messy or any little drama or any type of you know what I'm saying, little beef type stuff, I'm always gonna try to go back up the ladder by the end of the episode. I'm not gonna stay in no little messy gossip beef energy. I'm always gonna try to go back to the supreme level. But I can address every level, but I'm gonna go back upstairs when it's all said and done. I've been living in the basement all my life, so I'm cool with that. I'm familiar with that. Big Daryl, peace family. I was just giving Tazariak the business on his live. What he was on. Let us know. Let us know what business you was giving him. Righteous by Nature. Has anyone listened to Slate Stone's new music? Again, Slate Stone. Y'all know who Slate Stone is? Marcus, salute. Marcus, salute. DJ X1, I haven't heard of him, but I'm going to look him up. Same day parlay. Peace. Double peace. Righteous by Nature. He's a FOI rapper from Texas. Oh, no, I definitely should have knew that. Slate Stone. Maybe I know him as a different name. I might know him as, is he young, bro? Yeah, maybe I don't know the name, but I might know the face or the songs. Yeah, I'm sure if I see him or hear him, then I'm gonna know who you're talking about. Daryl Jackson, just about scriptural interpretations. Yeah, what exactly? What's the point of claiming all this Bible and all this stuff if you don't know how to apply it? And it's supposed to be all about God. It ain't supposed to be about whether you so-called interpretations, whether we understand it or not. We're supposed to understand it enough that we can invoke the God of it. Tap the God, invoke the God. I don't care what I memorize. Y'all don't care what I memorize. You want to know is if I'm claiming God, is the God with me or not? Is the God with me, and is the God a warrior? Is he gonna is he gonna deal with our enemies? Point blank. If your God, you talking all that talking, your God ain't doing nothing to no enemies, and I don't want to hear that. And no youth don't want to hear that. Man, my G, OG, Julio G, salute. Man, this is my day one. Man, my brethren, man, responsible for so much of my movement and my success as a West Coast rap pioneer, one of the original K-Day Mix Masters, just one of the original pioneers of West Coast rap all together. For those that don't know, but if you over here, you most likely already know. Julio G, shouts out Julio G, shouts out of course Tony G. They both is the ones that produced Whoop Whoop, my Whoop Whoop record of all things. You know what I'm saying? So Julio G took me to Tony G, you know what I'm saying, and cooked up that record at Tony G's spot. And then of course West Side Radio, everything that Julio G done touched. It's so much thankless. It's so I don't know, man. You don't get me upset over here, Julio. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm already trying to be cool, trying to, you know what I'm saying? But this is what send me on one. When I know the real ones and I don't see them getting, yeah, you know. So anyway, I'm like a little David, you know what I'm saying? And I always like to press and rep and ride and slide for people, the underdogs. So I ain't never knew no weirdness whatsoever with Julio. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else, somebody else might ever have to say. I ain't never heard no smut or no weirdness. And the whole black and brown movement, that whole, push and was almost, I mean, I damn near say single-handedly, even though Julio is not Mexican, but he was always promoting and pushing, you know what I'm saying, for the Raza. And he was just, like I said, OG. My OG, man, I can't, give him enough respect and props or whatever. So always praying for you, working for you, sliding for you, G. So you already know. Good to see you and good to be seen and living, that, we still can thank God for each other while we still here. But yeah, I'll turn this whole episode into a Julio G tribute. But all Daryl Jackson, I'd be insane if it were not for the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yeah, you and me both. A whole nation would be insane, or we'd be in the dirt feeding the worms. Yeah, Cote, salute Cote. Yeah. Cote, did you watch the Gangster Chronicles about one of the members of the Fat Boys? Nah, I saw the title. Like one of them was allegedly on some PDF files. Yeah, but yeah, I don't even. I'm not really interested in those type of subjects. So, and especially me knowing, like, it's just so hypocritical. Like, we can talk about that. Matter of fact, let me post that up. And Julio, like, I did my part, but you did it. You did a much greater, I would say, a much greater part. You know what I'm saying? For even rocking with your brothers on this side and that side and everything. So we wouldn't have been able to do what we did if it wasn't for Julio G, and him pushing the line for the black and the brown. We wouldn't have been able to do it. And Julio G gives it, he gives the credit to Easy, you know what I'm saying? Him and Julio G, him and Tony G. Because Easy opened the door for damn near everybody. I don't care what ninjas had to say about him and Cube and all of that, whatever. But he did, kick the door open. But the Fat Boy situation, it's super hypocritical to me for us to adopt these moral laws, these so-called moral laws of the slave master. The slave master taught you what a PDF file was. You know what I'm saying? So we get outraged because the slave master said something. So the slave master, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just ain't with that, because I know back in the days, all the top white presidents, whether it's Elvis Presley or who, the top actors in Hollywood and all they and what's the dude name with the Hugh Hefner and all they was messing with was 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds and 16-year-olds and all that. So why did it become so outrageous now when the black males is doing it? I ain't with that. I don't buy that. Y'all not gonna make me. I don't share that outrage. If y'all wasn't outraged at what the slave master was doing to us, don't try to get me outraged about what you say some black dude, black male is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because your daughters or whatever, all these little black daughters is licking and effing and essing up a storm with each other right now. So what's the difference between two 13-year-olds, you know what I'm saying, you know, a 13 or 14-year-old getting a 13-year-old or 11-year-old prego, what's the difference? It's not going to be a miniature pregnancy. It's not going to be a miniature responsibility for the rest of their life. You may as well have did it with a adult, somebody that's responsible or know how to get a job or know how to take care of her or something like that, because you ain't got no control over your little daughters keeping their legs closed. So I don't even make no sense to me. That's just a whole other thing. That's my opinion. That's my opinion, and I believe I can prove it. I just believe that's satanic, fake moral outrage. Fake moral outrage. They don't care about that. They just looking for something to get ninjas to stir our emotions up to fight against each other some more. Oh, he was 18 and she was only 16. Like, nigga, that's only 2 years. That's like, knock it off. I don't play that. Knowledge for us going through it, we can make it with the help of Master Father Muhammad Elijah Farrakhan. I suffered severe chemical burns and surgeries, and I look like a different person, but I thank Allah for it. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. If we stay faithful with this real, true, and living God, then He promises us all new everything. That's what Elijah Muhammad even said. You know, the Savior promised me a whole new set of hair, whole new set of teeth, you know what I'm saying, all this organs and stuff, and stuff that he was going through. So this is what we on. And you see right now in the media and with science and technology, they talking about all kind of breakthroughs in technology that they got. So if the KV is able to come up with these breakthroughs, you can imagine what the original people, the original gods and angels, scientists have already perfected and mastered and has in store and waiting, you know what I'm saying, for those of us that remain steadfast. So I ain't tripping. Honor Roll, Brother Cam, do you rock with J Electronica? Yeah, I rock with J Electronica. Yeah. ACM facts. The slave master gets caught doing devilish acts, then change the laws. Right. What happened to Disney? What happened to Hollywood? What happened to all this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Now they mad at Diddy. So Diddy is the monster. R. Kelly is the monster. Tupac was the monster. Mike Tyson was the monster. What's dude with Megan Thee Stallion? He the monster. Tory Lanez is the monster. Like, nigga, knock it off. I can't get with that. I'm not falling for what y'all falling for. I'm not falling for the emotional fed bait outrage that y'all fall for. ACM said, and why is he speaking on it decades later? Who was speaking on it? I don't, because I didn't watch it, but I don't know who's speaking on what. You talking about the Fat Boy situation? Who's speaking on that? Because when I see stuff like that, I don't even engage. I don't even pay attention to it. Daryl Jackson, my problem is what a PDF file really is. It's a person who has such and such with a child that hasn't reached puberty yet. For me, that's the beneath yeah, I agree with that. So is that the case? So it's just like snitching. You know what I'm saying? We ready to throw our people in the trash for so-called snitching. If they even talk to the police, even if they tell the police a lie to throw them off, that's considered snitching, and you get beat up or put off the hood, or you might get unalived or something like that. It's just satanic COINTELPRO Willie Lynch excuses to hate each other and to destroy each other. That's why in the nation we don't play that. That's why so many people come to Islam, because they get fed up. Like, we supposed to be the logic of it is you banging or whatever, and you active, and that's your own black brother, but he from the other side. And you at it with him, but then as soon as you get locked up, you in the feds. I mean, not feds. You in the penitentiary. Now you gotta leave all that stuff on the street. Now he got to be your brother. He got to be your squad. He got to be your tribe. That got to be one of your army, your fellow soldiers. So that's already showing and proving the insanity, the curse, the sin that we practice on each other. How do we know to put all of that to the side when we behind the wall, but then as soon as we get free, so-called free, we back at each other's throat. Like that's I don't play them law. Them ain't no law. That's satanic laws. That's satanic code. That ain't no real man code. That's a Satan man code. So it's the same with that. Like you can't really define what a snitch is, and then people just gonna outnumber you. A gang of hater, bitter, mentally dead, self-hating people that got the self-sabotage program that outnumber you. So they all gonna say you snitching, and then they gonna get together and smut your name or put you off their hood. Like what was y'all doing for me in the first place? So that's what drives so many of our people to the nation, and they turn out being real steppers and soldiers or whatever once they get justice, when they surrounded by a real justice, a righteous justice brotherhood and army and nation, they'll go all the way because they feel like they was redeemed. They was, they wasn't rejected or ousted or whatever because of some nigger rules. You know what I'm saying? Or some nigga mistake. Okay, maybe you did make a mistake. Okay, now so is he doomed for life? You talk to the police or whatever. Okay, now you doomed. Is y'all kicking me out of a billionaires club and shit? Like, what was I getting from this gangbang brotherhood? You know what I'm saying? How was it feeding my family? How was it making me healthy? How is it helping me tap into my righteous God powers and being an asset to my family and to society? So if it get into all that little messy, that's COINTELPRO. That's CIA. You know what I'm saying? If you get into all of that, that's CIA. So that's the same thing with, okay, well, what's supposed to be PDF now? A PDF file is when you do what? Oh, they got to just be, you holding the line like, okay, if they not 18, if they 17 and you 20, that's RAP, that's great. Hey, please. F all y'all. That ain't no grape to me. I don't fall for what y'all goofy white man inspired moral age rules are. I don't play that. Yeah, I definitely agree. A girl a child or whatever that ain't never had no menstrual cycle, and then I don't agree with that. That's off with your head. But in our world, you know what I'm saying, the so-called Kemetic or African and Egyptian King Tut in our society, we was getting married at what King Tut was on the throne at 9 years old and died at 18 or something like that. And we love to brag about King Tut. That's the main baller gold sarcophagus and pyramids and how wise we was and all that. And he was the king, Tutankhamun. And okay, how old was he? How old was his wife? She had a child and lost it at I think 10 years old or some shit. So why are you bragging about that? But right here, you outraged. So yeah, I don't play with y'all with that. Big hard facts. I hit the yard and was told immediately that the so-called enemies is the homies now. My first care pack was from them. Cold game of lies. Straight satanic COINTELPRO Willie Lynch foolishness. And just because they outnumber you, right? You know what I'm saying? Meaning like each individual knows if you can do that, if you follow them rules, then you know better. If you follow that law and them codes once you hit the yard, then you know better, period. You always knew better. So why don't we stay that way when we get out? Why is it back to tough guy, anybody, anybody K mode? F them ops. Yeah, we cool when behind the wall, but when we come out here, then, niggas get to acting, no. I wouldn't, so. But grace for that is over. The grace period, the grace time for that is over. You see, ain't no manhood code. Ain't no honor in that code. Ain't nobody following that no more. Only thing they following is the excuses and the, for us to destroy each other. It ain't no forgiveness code. It ain't no give him the benefit of the doubt code. It ain't no 3 strikes you out code. It's just one certain mistake or slip up or whatever, and you in the trash. You should be feeding the worms. You should be unalive. Oh, for real? Oh, so you my creator? You my creator? You determine, you my judge, jury, and such and such. You determine whether I'm supposed to get a second chance or I'm supposed to get redeemed. Nigga, F you and the section and the such and such or whatever. Y'all wasn't my homies. I was created, I was brought here by God. I wasn't brought here by y'all. I don't have to face y'all when I got to turn this skin suit in. What are you talking about? Nah, let me go find me a brotherhood or a section or an army or whatever that understands like I understand. We share the same like minds and like spirits. We don't respect punks and cowards though, nowhere. Like don't do some coward stuff, then run over here to the nation. You can't be a coward. You can't be a rat and a coward just in general and think you're gonna have some protection. You're gonna be able to hide, among the FOI. No, you still gonna have to prove certain things. Still gonna have to atone. Still gonna have to make certain things right. You can't come do some dirt and hide over here with the FOI. Oh no. But I'm just telling you, our rules or our code, our moral whatever judgment ain't ninjas. Because none of us would be saved if God judged us the way we judge each other. We'll all be 6 feet deep. But we love talking about only God can judge me. Okay, well, are you with God or are you with the hood? Which one is your God? The hood? Nobody bigger than the program? What program? Whose program? Who program is gang banging? Whose program is that? Who set them laws in that constitution? If it's a Keyway constitution, if it's a Damu constitution, what is it really based on? Where did the constitutions even start from? Where did those ideas even come from? Whether it's the GDs or the BDs or, what I'm saying, Chicago, New York, where did the black so-called gangs or street organizations get their idea for a black constitution when it came to their section? Can y'all tell me where that came from? Because I could tell you. I can tell you where it came from. So we know when it's been tampered with and compromised. So, ACM, I heard about the story of Aisha in Islam that talks about the maturity and age of women. Yeah, you don't force no woman or no girl into that. They give themselves to you. It's just like a flower. It's up to the man, though, to still test them. I'm talking about test their maturity. You ain't taking advantage. A real man ain't got to take advantage of no little girl. You testing you just like King Tut or whatever. How do you know you mature enough to rule Egypt? Why would I put you on the throne to rule over elders and all of that? You have to be tested. It's about your mind state. It's about how tapped in are you to your ancient wisdom, the DNA. How connected, how access that you have to your own ancient wisdom that's running through your blood, your vessels. You don't know how wise somebody is just because of their age. You got 90-year-old, 80-year-old fools, and you got 10-year-old or 15-year-old wise oracles, saints, sages. So I don't buy none of that. But if you operating on ninja time, then that's where you at. I'm operating on God time. I expect more, far more, infinitely more out of our people. I don't play the nigga game. The nation, DJ X1 Nation is the best thing that happened to the black community. I have seen dope fiends turn into righteous brothers and sisters with wisdom after they join the nation. Absolutely. Big Rube, walaikum salam. But yeah, that's some good things that, hot topics, taboo subjects, elephant in the room, the so-called PDF file. What is PDF file? Just like, what is snitching? Is it honor among thieves? Snitching. That means you're doing crime. You're doing sin, right? Is all sin the same? Is all crimes the same? Is snitching mean the same thing for everybody? Is it just all the way off limits to call the police? If you're a real ninja, you're not supposed to call the police about nothing. Nah, I guess. Who wrote those laws? I would like to know, because I could tell you who wrote our Constitution. Master Fard Muhammad wrote our Constitution. Who wrote y'all's? Who wrote the gangbang Constitution of why you're not supposed to communicate with police or law enforcement? So if your brother, your sister, your daddy, your uncle, or whatever is in law enforcement, you ain't supposed to talk to them, huh? Did y'all ever join the military? What's the difference between the police and the military? Help me understand that. It was cool to be in the army, but it wasn't cool to be a police or a sheriff, right? It's cool to talk to people that went to the army, but it's not cool to talk to people that went to the police department. I mean, that worked for the police department. So that's a good subject. Let's talk about that. That's real hot. That's a real hot topic lately, ain't it? Snitching and PDF file. Is snitching, like, what does that mean? Law enforcement, is all law enforcement evil and bad? Are we really against the law enforcement? Why not be a Muslim then? Why not be all the way pro-black? Because law enforcement means, the cavies, right? The slave master descendants, don't it? Y'all mad that the essays squad up with the Aryans behind the wall, so y'all clearly recognize a racial issue with them people. Why do we understand that behind the wall, but we don't understand it when we free, when we got freedom of choice? Help me understand that. When you free and you got the free choice to go act up, or to remember that these is your real enemies. Your real enemies is these people that's behind the gun tower, the one that's running the jail, that's running the system, that's locking you up, that's sitting you in front of them when they got a black robe on and give you football numbers. They can take your life away. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to say that they the real enemy. Your real enemy is these niggas that got me, they got me here in this hot seat right here and got me behind the wall. And then once you get behind the wall, you cool with them. You the niggas, we the ones that put each other, behind the wall, and now we cool behind the wall. Like, what kind of insanity is that? How insane are we? How insane are we? Daryl Jackson, we cool on a level 4 yard, but if I see you on the streets, it's on and cracking. Is that insane? Is that Long Beach insane? Is that, like, you tell me, help me understand what it is. Why do we know the rules, but then act like we don't? That's the ultimate either hypocrisy, insanity, contradiction. Can that be trusted? Can we be trusted? What can we be trusted with of importance if that's what we choose to do when we get free? We know this is how it works. I can understand if you don't really know how it works before you have to go sit down. But once you have to actually go sit down and you see what the really rules are, the real survival rules, because that's the first law of nature, survival, right? self-preservation. Oh, so this is the real universal natural laws of survival and self-preservation. Everybody gonna go be with their own kind. You know what I'm saying? And everybody gonna unite. It's not gonna be no tribalism and no goofy whatever. And if it is, that's just more insanity. But you know how to squad up with an enemy, a black man that's your so-called enemy behind the wall, but then you get out and it's back on. Why is it back on? That's not COINTELPRO. Why is it back on? Why the word don't get spread like it as quick as it do and the laws and the consequences come down, the shots come down on the street? Like, no, it's, you know, we're not doing that no more. Any little ninjas do that, they up out of here. We taking the trash out. Why is that? And that's it. Do it have to do with money? Do it have to do with dirty money? You know what I'm saying? When in Rome, you got to do what the Romans. Oh, do you? When in Rome, I got to do what the Romans do. Well, the Romans is freaks. They doing, you know, freak offs. They doing Walt Disney freak offs with other hairy men. So I got to do that just because I'm in Rome? No, you let Caesar do that. You render unto Caesar what's Caesar's. Yeah, I'm in Rome, but I ain't no damn Roman. I don't do what Romans do. But if you do, then okay, you get handled like the Romans, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's God business when it comes down to it. Whoever you believe God is God business. I don't believe God is no spook, ghost, spirit, formless, mystery, whatever. Imagination. No, God is the human being. So we all got free will. We all got a brain that understands. If you understand that, no, behind the wall, the rules is this. We got to be cool, leave all that stuff at the door. We're not enemies in here. Well, you understood that. As soon as you understand that you're responsible for that forever. Responsible for that forever. Not just when you get out. You're responsible for that forever. You can't go back to saying this dude is my enemy when y'all was just cool. You a straight Satan. You worse than the slave master. We worse than the slave master when it comes to that. Because you can't make it make sense. You can't make nobody understand or agree with. You just was cool. Y'all just came to epiphanies about who this my real people, my real brothers. This whole tribalism shit was out the window. I mean, I was always looking for this. I was always trying to, get to this level. Then you get out of there and it's back on. That's when we cursed. And now the grace for that is even over with. Because we was under a grace period by even God allowing us to do that foolishness. That's over with now. That's over with. Antoine X say lost in fate, divide and conquer willingly, righteous by nature. Cote, many of our people are silent when Hugh Hefner had Brooke Shields in the Playboy Mansion and magazine, but we go hard on Diddy and other Negro entertainers. Yeah, that's because we already got a self-hatred program. We're looking for any excuse to hate ourselves and to demonstrate how much we hate ourselves and to try to impress the Satans and the parasites that have possessed us and put their mark of the beast hatred for us in our own head. So we want to demonstrate for them how much, we hate ourselves and each other. So we try to win brownie points with them by doing their work for them. And that's why Kanye had the black KKK uniform on. That was why he was pushing the black KKK uniform. Because we doing their job. We've been doing their job better than they ever did. We don't even get paid to do their job. We just happy to do it. Like that's our nature. That's what Nipsey was even saying. May Allah be pleased with Nipsey. Saying I used to go out looking for myself. I'm going on a mission. I'm looking for somebody that dressed like me, that walk like me, that wear kind of clothes that like I'm looking for me. And it took somebody that's not from the descendant of slave experience. He from Eritrea or Ethiopia. to be able to see that, to be not from that mentally dead, generational, cursed, deaf, dumb, and blind mentality. He saw it, even though he was there. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be accepted and embraced by that section. You know what I'm saying? Because he represents, he's seen that the God, he's seen the God power of the original black descendant of slaves that's from 6-0. You know what I'm saying? So of course you're gonna be, you're gonna admire that. You're gonna admire that warrior strength and all of that. But then he also saw the mental death part of it. Like, damn, I'm out here looking for myself. We looking for ops, but I'm literally looking for somebody that look just like me, that dress like me, that wear their hair like me. I'm looking for, I'm not looking for somebody with some loafers on and a button-up shirt. I'm not looking for somebody, with eyeglasses and suitcase. I'm looking for me. I'm looking for me so I can knock me down. Yeah, that's sick. That's a sickness, self-hatred. Rod Israel, God is not a man that he would lie. What do you think that means? God is absolutely a man. Like Reuben said, Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. So which one is it, Rod Israel? You want to hop on the live with me? Here's the StreamYard link. If you don't mind, it would be an honor for me to speak with you live and talk about whether the God is really not a man or not. He's not a man that he would lie. Is that, that's something we could do? Rod Israel. Let's interpret that. Let's interpret that sentence. Right, Daryl Jackson. That's what I say. He's just saying that he wouldn't lie. Cam is not a man that he would lie. Farrakhan is not a man that he would lie. Elijah is not a man that he would lie. He's just not a man that lies. That's all that means. Why wouldn't it just say God is not a man? If you want to be clear, the Bible would just clearly say, which it don't nowhere. The Bible don't say nowhere that God is not a man. Why that? Why if God is not the author of confusion, why would he just say something that's confusing like that about his own identity? No, he clearly says all throughout the Bible that he is a man and he spoke face to face. He has a face and a body. Spoke face to face with Moses on a regular basis. Spoke to Abraham. Spoke to Adam and Eve in the garden. Spoke to Jacob, and Jacob seen his face, and his life was preserved, and he did live. So we can go there if you want. I'm Indian by blood. My grandmother would beat the brakes off of us for fighting someone that did you that did you nothing. That did nothing to you or didn't. That fighting. Where you at, Rod? Hot Rod. Righteous by nature. Whenever you look at a black man or a black woman, you're looking at God. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whenever you're looking at a human being of any race, you're looking at God. Because God is the human being. God is the human species. God is just not one individual. The supreme God is the God of gods, the Lord of lords is an individual, but ye are all gods. We are all gods. So why would you be claiming Christianity and say that God is something else when the Bible clearly tells you that we made in his image and likeness and that we all gods, children of him, children of the Most High. So, but yeah, those is great topics. But I would love to talk with somebody that disagrees with me. American Indian by blood said he spoke to the prophet Enoch. Dale Jackson, that's Greek philosophical thinking that God is not a man. I don't even think it's philosophical. I think it's just outright lie. It's just an outright lie to hide the identity of the original black nation, which is the supreme nation of God. All of those ancient Greeks and all of those white secret fraternal orders and secret societies and all that, they all knew that the black nation, the black man and woman is God. But that's what the secret is. Secret society. They know they was given 6 days, 6,000 years to rule based on their own desires and their own nature, and that the black nation or the nation of God would go to sleep mentally and allow them to rule. That's the secret. So the secret is out now, but those that don't believe that's the secret, okay, that's on you. You don't have to believe it. You can keep on believing whatever it is you believe in, believing what what they said God was, and see how that works out. See how it works out for you. ACM, even the Catholic priest that taught religion in my high school said God is within us. Right. It's not even what the Catholic priests teach. It's what the Bible say. Say the kingdom of heaven is within you. Right. So heaven, everybody want to go to heaven, right? That just knocks out all the arguments. There's only one heaven, especially if this is God or Jesus or whatever talking. The kingdom. Everybody's saying the kingdom. It's Israelites and all that. Sorry, I hear that. Once we in the kingdom, nigga, the kingdom is in you. What do you mean when you in the kingdom? The kingdom is in you. So what you waiting for? That's why I'm calling on fades and challenges, because your God is already in you. The kingdom is already, you're supposed to already be in the kingdom. I'm in the kingdom. God is in me and I'm in the kingdom as we speak. That's why I call for what I call for. I call on my God today in real time. You acting like God don't do miracles unless you in the kingdom. Unless I don't even know what that means. Shit. He did them thousands of years ago, and the kingdom didn't even exist yet. You know what I'm saying? He did it for Elijah and all them, but the king, Jesus didn't even exist yet. Nah, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Is it another heaven that y'all know about? Is another heaven that ain't within you that y'all know about? It's in the sky and shit. Nah. That ain't where my heaven at. Adrian X, what's the difference between Orthodox Christianity and the Catholic Church? The Catholic Church is the mother of modern Christianity. That's the Mecca or the origin of Christendom, all Christendom. So before Catholicism, it was not called Christianity. It was Old Testament or whatever. You know, it was the Ethiopian church. They didn't call it Christianity. Right? Jesus didn't know nothing about the term Christianity or Christian. That's something that they allegedly said that they called the followers of Jesus after he was gone. Reuben said, face to face. God spoke face to face with Moses. If he has a face, then he has a skull to uphold the face. If he has a skull, then he has a spinal column to support the skull. And if he has a throne, he has an ass to sit on. How you gonna have a throne and no ass? No gluteus maximus, no buttocks to sit on. Daryl, I think that when the Greeks couldn't go any further in Egyptian schools because they were such and such, they had to invent a spook god. No, they didn't invent. Actually, they didn't invent the spook god. The spook god was actually invented by Yakub. The father of that race, had to teach them a science called tricknology, that they knew that we couldn't contend with answering the question, where is the originator? The originator, the very first one of us that's self-created out of infinite triple darkness, the triple dark space and energy of time. That very first one, after he started creation and brought out of himself a second self, meaning the woman, and then set the laws of mathematics and growth and reproduction. Then he allowed his body to die after he transferred his data, like cells do. Cells transfer data to the new cells, and then the old ones die off, make room for the new one. That's what he is. That's what we are. We are the new cells of the originator. Right? So Yaqub knew this, and Yaqub knew that the majority of us couldn't answer that question. Where is the originator? The originator is in us. But where is the body? Where is that original body or flesh of that one individual? That been dissolved and absorbed into us and into the earth. So you can't answer that. So then they say, well, he's a spook. He's a ghost. Like whoever built the White House, whoever built all of them mansions or whatever, them plantations, they've been dead. But ghosts didn't build them. They still standing. Ghosts didn't build them. We talking on an iPhone, or you talking on an iMac? Steve Jobs ain't here no more. So did a ghost make this, or did a real man make this that's just not here no more? If it's anything flesh that exists, a flesh and blood material being produced it. Just because you can't see who built your house, the whole probably Mexican crew that built your house might be dead and gone. That don't mean they ain't the ones built your house. Well, no ghost built your house, but yeah, I can't tell you where they are. That don't mean they wasn't the ones that built the house. So they, Yaqub taught this new race of people how to contend with us over the whereabouts of the very first one, the very first God. And since they knew that we couldn't answer that, then that turned into spook worship, spook God. Now you can just use your imagination for whatever you think God is, because you can't prove where the first one is at. Adam Johnson, salute. We have always been the original man, God, and the flesh. Absolutely. 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 Rod Israel, God is inside of his temple. His temple is the believers. God can't lie. But God is a man, though. The subject was God is a man. You know what I'm saying? God can do whatever he wants. God chooses not to lie. God can lie. He just has no need to lie. God can do whatever he want to do, right? I'm scrolling down. Hey, see, a Spaniard told me Christianity in Europe, Spain was about business and not and business and power, not God and religion. Yeah, it's about control. It's about manipulation and control. Mental, what you call that? Mind control. Yes, it's about mind control. Religion is about mind control. Right? It's not supposed to be about that, but all religions have been hijacked by Satan, by this race that enslaved us and has poisoned and contaminated the whole world. They have hijacked all the religions and all the representations of the God, the good God, and they have used it for mind control, right? So they tell you terrible stories. They learn certain sciences that they know the population don't understand, and they get worshiped as gods or witches or angels or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they just have a knowledge of technology or something that this little primitive tribe of people didn't know nothing about. So then they start adopting that God. They're saying, well, this is how we made it. It's just liars. It's a bunch of liars that take advantage of, primitive or people that was so close to nature they wasn't interested in computer and technology stuff like that. Our technology had to do with natural harmonics, like even the pyramids and all of that. Our technology had to do with amplifying nature. It didn't have nothing to do with stuff that's going to contaminate the air and pollution and, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't our technology. Our technology didn't produce toxins and pollution. American Indian by blood. Many of these Africans believe that Prophet Isa or Jesus is Dwight, man. Right? My question is, what kind of sunblock was he using? Right, it's hot as hell in the Middle East. Right, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's why I love these real critical thinking conversations. We didn't start out with no topic, but we got one now. Absolutely right. American Indian by blood. Ruben said the originator is in me and in you. Absolutely. But if somebody taught you that he's not, you know what I'm saying? Then if they can make you believe it, just imagine if you really have the potential and the capacity and the power of the originator, but then somebody can teach you that you don't and you're not, then they know how to trick you into using your God power to believe that you ain't shit. And you're going to create that. You're going to create yourself to be not shit because you are a God and you have the power to produce and create and bring into existence whatever you believe. If I believe, you can trick me into believing I'm not God and I'm not shit. Guess what I'm going to do with my God brain power? And they knew this. This is what they've been doing to us. This is what you've been doing to us. Y'all hop on the live. Anybody that that disagrees with me, or anybody that have some comments that don't really seem like ACM, good bill, Cam. It's crazy how much PDA is on the walls of the Christian churches in Europe, man. I want somebody that I want you, if you disagree, to get on the live with me. You don't have to show your face. You could just turn off your camera, because I do want interaction. I do want real-time live conversation, not just a monologue of me just talking. Righteous by nature, I am he and he is me that dwells within. Yeah, especially if we claim in the Bible. If anybody's claiming the Bible, then there's no way around it. The Bible says that the kingdom of God or the kingdom of heaven is within you. No way around it. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Everybody is trying to get to heaven. Everybody's trying to go to heaven. But how is that when God said the kingdom of heaven is within you? And if you pray in the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, you think heaven mean in the sky, or Our Father who art in his own self-mastery? Wherever he is in heaven, because he has mastered within himself. So if the kingdom of heaven is within you and our Father is in heaven, what does that mean to y'all? Hey, John.
Hey, what up, Kim? West Coast Kim, what up?
Oh, man, you got it. What's your thoughts on this fine Thursday evening, the 17th?
Well, I totally disagree about what you're saying about the Bible doesn't tell lies or God doesn't tell lies. Everybody at some point tells a lie.
Well, let me stop you. Let me stop you. When did I say that the God doesn't tell lies or whatever?
You said it in his broadcast earlier.
Repeat what I said. What you said I said.
You said that God, man, Farrakhan, you named all these names. You said that they didn't tell lies.
They didn't tell lies.
Right.
Did I say they couldn't tell lies?
No.
So I was saying that they can tell lies. I said God can lie. He just chooses not to.
You do believe they can tell lies,
bro? That's what I said. So now tell me, you claim I said something else?
Yeah, it sounded like to me that you said that God couldn't tell lies.
No, somebody typed that. Somebody typed that, and you might have heard me reading what they typed.
Oh, okay. My bad.
But anyway, since you're here, let's keep talking, man. I always like to see you, man. Even though we be bumping heads, but I do appreciate you and appreciate your stern, strong position. So I definitely want to hear some more from you. Let's talk. Let's go into some stuff.
All right. So we were here one time and you said that the Bible had dates. Can you name one date in the Bible?
I said the Bible had dates.
Right.
The fruit? You mean the dates? Speaking on the fruit called dates?
No, I'm talking like time signatures. Like,
When did I say that?
You said that 3 episodes ago when I was on.
What do you mean, like 400 years? Like that?
Any
like
type of
yeah, that's absolutely. It's if slaves, if we've been enslaved for 400 years, and Abraham, God said to Abraham, know for a surety that your seed, your descendants, Abraham, shall be captive in a land that's not theirs, and shall be afflicted 400 years. That's dates.
That's not a date.
I said dates. DATES. Dates.
That's not even plural dates. That's not even dates, as you call it.
What do you say dates are?
Dates are like if I said World War II happened in 1940 to 1945. Those are dates.
The Bible is full of dates.
Okay, well, name one.
In all of the wars or the holy days is telling you this happened on the 13th day of the such and such month of the such. Like, have you read the Bible?
Yeah, quote that scripture. Where it says
it's not a scripture. It's plenty of scriptures that talk about dates. That talk
name
about.
one.
I just did.
No, you did.
You got a Bible?
Yeah, I got a Bible right in front of me.
Okay, type in the Bible dates.
Okay.
Specific dates in the Bible. Type that.
Specific dates in the Bible.
What does it say? Hello?
I don't see no dates.
What is your definition of dates? Like January something? Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, any type of date. Like,
was it even called January back then?
In the year of our Lord, in the year of our Lord, 100 BC or something like that.
So, are you familiar with the genealogy of Adam?
Yeah.
Read that. Type that in a Google. Type in the genealogy of Adam.
Okay, but what's that got to do with the date?
I'm telling you, it's telling you the generations from Adam. So those are dates,
We're not
right?
talking about generations.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about then. What are you talking about?
I don't know how plain I can somebody from the audience, did anybody from the chat know what I'm talking about? Does
anybody in the chat know what John is talking about? What he means by dates? The Bible don't have dates. And I asked him, like, what, January the 12th? Or like, he's like, no, just dates. Like, the Bible is full of dates. In the 13th month or in the 9th month of the such and such, or you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
where's that scripture? Where's that scripture at from? What is that from in the Bible? What you just said?
Well, let's use Jesus. Let's use Jesus.
Okay.
Right. Jesus was born in what month according to the Bible?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Well, I thought you knew the Bible, bruh.
I never said I knew the Bible. You asked
what the hell are you here arguing for? Why are you talking about what ain't in the Bible if you don't even know what's in the Bible?
Because I know that ain't in the Bible. There's
now you know it ain't in the Bible.
As much as I've read the Bible, nobody I've talked to has came up with a date that in the Bible where the Bible says Jesus was born in such and such date, Moses was born in such and such date. Anybody.
It don't say days.
Such and such date.
Well, like I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but maybe we can move on to another subject.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's try to find something that we actually can agree on in reality.
Okay, yeah. Here we go. What can we agree on?
I'm waiting on you. You got the questions. You got the floor.
Yeah, something earlier. Let me look at the chat. I wrote something in the chat that I agreed on with you about something. Oh, that Jesus. We agree on that Jesus didn't know what the hell Christianity was. Right?
Do you believe in Jesus?
No.
Do you believe Jesus existed?
No.
Then what are you talking about, bro?
I'm trying to come to agreement, Cam, and here you
No,
go.
you just said Jesus didn't know nothing about Christianity, but I just asked you,
I'm just
did
making
Jesus
a
even exist?
hypothetical. If he did exist, he wouldn't have known about Christianity. Do we
Okay,
agree?
if it was the fifth, you would still be drunk. So I guess that's why you saying that, because if ain't what we talking about. We talking about what is and what ain't.
I'm just trying to make a connection. You proposed a connection. I'm trying to make a connection, man. So
But let's connect on something we can prove. Let's connect on some reality.
Since when are you in the proof?
Hey man, well do you know what prove mean? Like, do you like proof?
Yes, I know what proof means.
You don't want to prove nothing, you just want to talk, huh?
I'm the only one. Every time we've had a conversation, I'm the only guy that came up with receipts. I cited
give me an example of your receipts that you came up with.
Let me see. What did I say? I put in your thing. What was that about?
You can't remember now?
Man, that's a trip. I cannot remember what the
hell. You can't remember, but you was quick to say
about it's about. I remember now. It was about Elijah Muhammad and him sleeping with underage girls.
And you had receipts?
Yeah, I put that in your chat.
What was the receipts?
The receipts was you want me to bring it up again?
No, you could tell me the receipts and bring it up. Hold on. How old were the underage girls?
I think they were like definitely under 18. I don't know.
Oh, for real? Yeah, bring them receipts.
All right. Hold on.
He went to the store earlier and bought a fifth of that Taka vodka.
Hey, the bandwagon is in full effect here at the KAM-PAIN.
Yeah, we just waiting for them receipts, John. Bang, 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 coordinate.
Okay. Well, hold on. You and the sycophant crew. Hold on.
Bang, bang, bang. Nobody going to the bathroom for 35, 45 minutes.
Uh-oh. Not Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Keenan Ivory Wayans?
You don't know who Keenan Ivory Wayans is?
No, I don't know why you brought his name up.
Because that's who you look like. You look like a living color dude.
Oh, that's cool. That's right. All good. He looked pretty healthy.
Okay, Muhammad.
You ever watch Jeopardy?
Yep.
You know, it's like a time limit on the answers, right?
Oh, now I got a time limit?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so according to Abesco, says here, during the mid 1950s, Muhammad came under suspicion for adultery. During the next dozen years, several of underage and unmarried secretaries became pregnant. During the 1960s, speculation began on who had been getting the girls pregnant. Many believed that Malcolm X was the father.
So that's receipts? You kept on saying many believe and speculate and speculate. You didn't say no definite receipts, though. You didn't say no names or no ages.
Okay.
What's the names and the ages? What's the names and the ages?
Of the girls?
No, of Malcolm and Elijah.
Okay.
What's the name and the ages of what you talking about?
Okay. Hold
on. All right, now we only got Nate say he stay on the ADL website.
These guys believe in the Bible, and they talking about websites. How old the website is. That kills me.
Are you on a laptop or are you on a phone, cell phone?
I'm on a laptop.
Okay. Do you do business off that computer?
Yep.
What business you do?
I do production. I do tutoring.
What you do producing? What do you produce?
Music.
Oh, for real? What kind of music?
Rap music.
Rap?
Mm-hmm.
Man, you remember the movie Hollywood Shuffle? Since you brought up Keenan Ivory Wayans, you ever remember that movie Hollywood Shuffle?
Yeah, but that one was that by Keenan Ivory Wayans?
Yeah, it was him and Robert Townsend.
Yeah, I thought that was by Robert Townsend. Yeah, I remember that.
No, it was Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend. You remember that?
Yep.
Remember the two little dudes that was like the 40-year-old rappers?
Yep.
You rap or you just produce?
I just produce. I have rapped back in your day. I rapped.
But right now you just produce for rappers?
Right.
Can we hear some of your beats right quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, push play on us. Push play on give us 3 of your hottest beats right now.
Okay, hold on.
Nobody never told you look like John Witherspoon?
No, they told me I look like what's it? Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. You more like a coordinate. More like a coordinate. You got to coordinate.
You got to coordinate. Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace, John Witherspoon.
He was a beast. Okay, let me play some. Let me see. What can I play here, man? What can I play here? This is something I'm trying to submit to E40. Where is that shit at? Let me see. Okay, here it is. I'm just gonna play it off my phone because I don't think you'll hear it if I play it through my laptop. Can you hear that?
Bust some. Bust.
You bust, you rapper.
No, I don't rap. I don't rap no more. No, that's a lie. I will rap, but I can't rap to that.
When'd you stop rapping?
No, I still rap if I get paid. I don't freestyle though. That was kind of fire. Play one more. Play one more.
Really? He said, well, at least we got some truth. Okay, here's another one I'm trying to send E40.
Was that some like EDM?
That's what it sound like, EDM?
There's like some house music.
House music is at 140 BPMs, brother. It ain't at like 60, 70 BPMs, but you know that shit. You just clowning.
No, I'm just trying to see who can rap to that. You said you have E40 in mind for that?
Yep.
That's like his lyric. Yep. You think E40 gonna take it? Nope.
I have no idea.
No, I'm just saying that's his lyric.
I don't know.
Okay.
He took my partner's music, so I don't know.
Okay. Who's your partner?
Kevin Gardner.
Who?
Kevin Gardner.
Oh, okay. I don't know who that is. He a well-known producer?
He ain't that known, but he was on a lot of E40's albums. He was on the Clicks album. He's been on probably as many projects as you. You probably got the most motherfucking guest projects besides what's that other nigga's name? God, what's his name?
Play that sexual seduction beat that you just played again.
This nigga said sexual eruption. Hey, the sycophant committee is in it. You guys want something faster?
No, they wanted to hear that Dirty
Sexual
Red,
seduction?
that Dirty Red beat.
I ain't got no Dirty Red beats, man. That's
No, but that's sexual. I mean, sensual seduction. I'm trying not to say that word because that's a YouTube trigger word.
Oh, okay. I don't want to get banned again. You want me to play something that got lyrics on
it? Nah. Because I don't. If it's original, you could play it. But if it's something that's already,
everything I'm gonna play is original. It's what I did.
Oh, okay. So you on a keyboard? You got a keyboard?
Yep.
Let me see your keyboard. What you got a Casio?
Nah, that's back in your early days when you was in them tight suits with the bow tie. Can you?
I'm still in the suits, but they was never tight.
They look kind of tight to me with the bow tie. You still wear the bow tie?
Absolutely. I don't have no suit on. Oh, okay. What's that? A Roland? Let me see. What is that?
No.
Yamaha.
It's an Axiom.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Look at John. She got the big brain on John.
I'm glad I get some kind of credit in this motherfucker. Goddamn.
Man, come on now. Don't cuss me out now.
You been cussing on here now.
No, we ain't been dropping no F-bombs and all that. You going ham on me now.
My bad.
No, I appreciate that. See, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see some diversity from you.
Yeah. I'm also in this book right here.
Oh, Seattle rap. You from Seattle?
Yep. Born and raised.
Oh, okay. Go ahead on with your bad self. That fit. Ija Moore said that's a Fisher Price song. Nah.
Fisher Price keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can tell these guys don't know nothing about music production.
Right. You got a mic? You got a mic up in there? You got a you got Pro Tools or Reason?
Neither one of those. Both those is
you got GarageBand?
Reasons is kind of played out. Pro Tools is still in the industry, but
you got GarageBand?
No, hell no. GarageBand. This guy got jokes. No, I go off Logic.
Oh, okay. Logic. All right.
You still make beats? I mean, you still go on beats?
I used to make beats. I started out making beats before I was rapping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't make beats though. But I got a little equipment though.
What are you running off of? What's your dog?
I don't even do that. My brother do that. My little brother do all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I stick to my little lane. I dig through the crates, and have my producers just replay stuff like Battle Cat or whatever. So, yeah.
Battlecast. What other producer you mess with?
Nobody right now, but you know, everybody on the West Coast, Warren G, DJ Quick, Battle Cat, like, you know, 187 Hutch, Butter Law, all the name brands of my generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody new?
Nah. I mean, not nah.
Nobody new. Okay. Yeah, because back in the day, I thought you was gonna be like the West Coast Paris.
The West Coast Paris. Paris is from the West Coast.
Is he? What part of West Coast is he from?
He's from Frisco.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I did. I'm tripping, man.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna be another Paris. That's what
well, actually, Paris came after me.
He did?
Yes, sir.
Oh, damn. Okay. I'm missing on that history then.
Yeah. But yeah.
So your song came out before that one he had that had Parliament on it?
What do you mean? The Devil Made Me Do It? His biggest hit was The Devil Made Me Do It.
Is that the one that replayed over what song was that by Parliament? how am I forgetting? Not agony of defeat, but you know, the one that's so high you can't get over it.
Oh yeah.
Was it that one?
Well, he replayed all of them, so that's what his whole thing was, Gorilla Funk. So his whole
Gorilla Funk. That's the one. That's the one I know him for. Is the Gorilla Funk one? That's
I did a few records with him on 2 or 3 of his albums.
Did he actually play that, or did he have somebody else play that?
I don't know. I wasn't in there, like, you know, when he cooking up beats. Yeah. So he already
my
had
partner was like, man, did this cat really play all this, man? But because he didn't credit nobody on that album, on that record except him.
Same with Dre and a lot of people like Quick, Battle Cat. People, you know, they executive produce. They'll call in actual musicians. So it'd be musicians that they hire out to play it, but you know, they'll tell them what to play. So most rap producers don't play their own instruments.
Yeah, but even Dr. Dre, like he put Stan the Guitar Man back in the NWA days on the credits. He put L.A. Dre on the credits. He put a couple cats, but Paris didn't put nobody on it.
Yeah, he might have. I don't know. He might have did the beats himself.
Anyway.
Yeah. What else? All right, Rashad Haynes. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's get back to any. I mean, I like us. We not as entertaining when we agree. So we gotta get back to disagreeing with each other.
Oh, okay. You know, I disagree on everything with you in the Bible, and you with the NOI, and you being a deist, being an atheist, a born once atheist.
So you're an atheist, but you so you don't believe in a creator? There was no originator or creator of nothing?
Nope.
What do you think brought life into existence?
Well, according to scientists, you talking about for the earth, or you talking about?
You believe scientists?
Yeah, because they're the ones that invent everything.
Oh, did they? They invented grass?
Yep.
They invented the space in the ocean?
No, they didn't invent that.
Who invented the ocean?
There was no invention. There was no invention of the ocean. The ocean wasn't invented.
Why does it exist?
It exists from the causalities of nature.
Yeah, who caused it? That's great. Cause and effect. So who caused it?
Well, there doesn't need to be a who to cause something.
It don't?
No.
Give me an example of anything that exists that a who didn't cause.
The earth.
The earth wasn't caused by a who?
Nope.
Stars, planets. They once found a certain part underneath in Florida of this formation, of this rock formation that looked like stairs, but nobody made those. But that was just naturally built by nature. Sometimes shit comes together and it looks like, circles and spheres are made all the time in the universe.
And the universe, does the universe have intelligence?
No.
Do you have intelligence?
Yeah. I'm not.
How do you have intelligence and the universe don't?
Because I'm a living being.
So the universe ain't living? Is the earth living?
No.
The earth ain't alive?
Nah, are rocks alive?
How does plants and animals and everything come out the earth if the earth ain't alive?
It comes out of earth because of oxygen, because of cell structure, because of different chemicals that came from the stars.
Where does your body come from?
Well, my body came from my mother and the combination of cell generation between my mother and my father.
Why do your body need earth to stay alive?
Oh man, there's many reasons. First of all, the earth has air.
The earth has heat. The earth has stability, matter, so that we can stand here. Do you believe the earth is flat?
You get off the subject. Let's stick on this subject. Oh, so you said the earth is not alive, but you are. Your body comes out of the earth, and you have all those things, and you're alive, but the earth says you said has all those things, but the earth is not alive.
No, it's not alive.
Are atoms? Huh?
There's plants that are alive. You know.
How can the plants be alive, and the earth is not alive?
Because they grow out of the earth.
What's the difference between your body and the earth? Or is your body made out of any different material than the earth?
Yeah.
What for real? What different material is your body made out of? That's not in the earth.
Okay, like epidermis. It's the skin. Is that in the earth?
What is your skin made out of? What is the elements? You know what elements? The periodic chart. You know what elements are?
You talking about the chemical periodic chart?
It's not chemical, just the periodic chart of elements. You know what elements are?
Yeah, elements.
Not chemicals, yeah. Elements. What are elements?
Elements are like chemical. You're talking about the chemical.
Well, I'm not talking about chemicals, sir. Elements. You know, like gold, copper, phosphorus, zinc, magnesium, hydrogen. You know, elements. The atomic chart. Atoms. You know, the different configuration of atoms that make elements.
Oh yeah. Human beings have that. Well, they're still chemicals, though.
It's not chemicals.
Chemicals.
No, it's not chemicals.
Okay, well, let's check that out. Are elements chemicals?
No, type in, are there any different elements in the human being than there is in Earth?
Are there any?
Since Google is your God. Since Google is your God.
No, you're the one that needs a God. I don't need a God. God is.
Why are you typing? Why you can't answer without typing then?
Well, I'm just trying to straighten. I'm just trying to straighten out.
Yeah, you going by some white man, or you going by somebody else's so-called science, right?
Well, your religion is from a white man.
I don't even do religion.
Your whole philosophy, ideology, whatever you want to call it, is from a white man.
Anything I'm into is from a white man, huh?
You the one that brought up white man. You said just because I believe in science, and
you believe in science from white people, right? You're not going into no black scientists. Google ain't black scientists, is it?
Yeah, Google has black scientists, Indian scientists, Asian scientists, all sorts of scientists. When you
go and find me. Go. Don't let's stay on the subject. Find me where it say that the human body is not made is made of something other than earth.
Okay, is the human body made of something?
And show us what results say.
Is the human body made of something
other than the earth?
Other than earth.
What does it say?
It says yes.
What is that?
The human body is primarily composed of elements found on earth. While our atoms originated in the stars, they are now part of the Earth system and are what make up our bodies.
No, so read you said yes. The first word that you said was yes. Why did the first word you said was yes? What was the question? Read the question that you typed.
The question is the human body made of something other than Earth? And this thing said yes. The human body is primarily composed of elements found on Earth. So
that's no. Then the answer is no, then, right?
I would think it would say no, but for some reason it said yes.
So what is it saying to you? Is it saying what you said, or is it agreeing with what I said?
I think it's saying that, okay, according to where the article of where it got the information from, it says, let me read it here. Of course, the human body and planet Earth are also made from the same elements. In fact,
stop. So there's your authority right there. Your authority agreed with me. So now what?
I agree.
So now you agree, but
Even
you
though
disagree.
even though the next thing says, in fact, we share 97% of our atoms.
Yeah, that's still agreeing with me though. You gonna apologize to me?
Apologize for what? I was just
For
wrong.
being wrong, and I was being right.
Well, yeah, but it says 97%. Where's the other 3%?
That's not what it's saying.
It said right here. It says right here. It says, of course, the human body and planet Earth are also made from the same elements. In fact, we share 90% of our atoms in common. 97%.
Yeah. No,
So
it
what's
said
all the
in fact. Do you
3%?
know what in fact means?
Yes.
So it already said no, we share exactly the same material as the earth, but then it says, in fact, the very literal atoms that both of us is made out of is 98 or 97% the same atoms. It didn't say nothing different. It said exactly what I said, right?
No, you said it's just this. It's saying 97%.
You just don't get it. All right.
But
For sure,
earlier,
John. For sure.
Earlier, I said that we had came from the stars and the planets and all that in our conversation.
Okay.
So, but I don't think the skin is the same thing as, mud and concrete and all that. But we're all made of matter. I agree with that.
No, we're made of the earth matter.
Well, there's no such thing as just certain type of matter, is there?
Oh man. So what else is going on, man? How's the family?
This guy, man. This guy, man, always digging.
No, I'm not digging. You're supposed to ask that, right?
Why
That's
why are you
respectful.
supposed to ask that?
Because that's respectful, that's civilized. That's me showing respect and concern.
Do you think if you laugh at somebody, that's showing respect?
You just was laughing.
I'm asking you a question, brother. You avoiding the question.
I'm avoiding what question? What was the question again?
Do you think if you laugh at somebody, that's showing respect?
Yeah, it could be. It could not be. Depends on what the situation is, right?
So when you just laughed at me, was that showing respect?
Did I laugh at you? I thought you laughed at me. What did I laugh at you about, John?
You laughed at me about my explanation of certain matter.
Oh man, I don't remember. I thought you was talking about the family question.
You got a selective memory. Okay.
No, I didn't know that's what you was choosing to focus on.
Okay, you all over the place. Let me go back to what you said then. My family's good.
Right.
How about yours?
Oh man, they're great. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
They're blessed.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad.
Anything else you want to discuss? You want to talk to the people or answer some of the questions from the people?
Yeah, I'll answer some questions from the people.
Yeah, hit Big John in the chat with a question. Give Big John a question, and can you read? Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see it. Ooh, they talking bad about me.
They're not. Well, I don't know what they're talking about, but address some of the comments.
So Gerald Jackson said he smoked Sherm back in the day. Look at his eye. I didn't know. I used to deal drugs. I didn't know that you could just look at a cat and just determine from the video that they smoke something. That's something new. So, but when a cat, that shows you the mentality of certain cats. When you disagree with them, they try to pick out something, your personality of what you look like in order to prove their point.
Well, you don't think a person's appearance speaks about their mental condition?
It can.
Do you think
Yeah,
yours
but
speaks about your mental condition?
It's not absolute though.
No, I'm just asking. You said it can. Do you think yours does?
No.
You don't think your appearance speaks to your mental condition?
No.
How much for your beats? Elmatic said, how much you charge for a beat? Or do you pay people to take your beats?
It depends. First of all, we got to work out publishing. We got to work out, what's
the general scale though? What's your general scale per beat?
General scale? I don't have a general scale.
You don't have a general scale? You don't have a general price range of your beat?
No, because people could be using beats for like certain things, like for advertisements or for a record album, or they could be like on a major label or something, and you have to adjust it. You can't just say, oh, it's just going to be 5,000 per beat or 500 per beat or whatever like that, and it depends on what they want me to do. Do they really want me to program something musical? Do they want me to program something simple or something like that, with just a drum track, maybe a couple hits, whatever? It depends.
Elmatic said, damn, I need a lawyer to get a beat. You got to have a lawyer to get a beat from you?
Well, you should have a lawyer to work out your credits,
you know what you remind me of, John? You actually you remind me of a billionaire. You familiar with Howard Hughes?
Yeah.
You remind me of like a eccentric billionaire. It's like you might be sitting on like 3 or 4 billion.
No, I ain't sitting on. I'm broke, so I ain't sitting on no 3 or 4, nothing near no 3 or 4 billion.
But that's how like billionaires kind of give off the vibe that you give. Like they don't have, they have no value for the material world.
Well, I'm just in my crib right now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out and about, I'm relaxing,
I see you got a Jordan sweatsuit on or something. That's a whole sweatsuit?
Yeah.
Is it a short suit? Like it's shorts or it's long?
Short set? No, it's long.
Oh, okay. You work out? You go to the gym at all?
I'm starting to go back. I was in a car accident and shit like that, so I messed up my back. So I ain't been back in a while, but I just started coming back.
Oh, you like Mike Tyson, like when he had broke his back?
Damn near.
All right.
I was in a head-on collision.
Oh man, I'm thank God that you made it safely through. You didn't go to therapy. You didn't get no settlement.
Yeah, I got a settlement. 2 years, and finally got the settlement. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got paid for it.
That's what's up. But you able to walk and everything back? You good?
I'm good. I still have like pain in my back, occasionally, but yeah.
It's like broke back.
I got a joke. The broke back dollar joke, man. I don't do the rainbow thing, man. I'm in Seattle, but I don't do the rainbow.
That's right. I know that's right. That's why I rock with you, though. You might be many things, but I don't get rainbow from you. So, yeah. So salute to John.
So Khaled said something about asking him if there's a barbershops in Seattle. Yeah, there's barbershops, but let's address that.
You working on your dreads?
No. I did have a big afro and shit like that, but I cut that shit down. But let's address that though. Why are so many of these guys that claim the original man and blackness and all this kind of stuff, but when you see a real black man's hair, you know what I'm saying, you get kerfuffled about it.
Dang, what's that word you said? What you said?
Kerfuffled.
Kerfuffled?
Yeah.
Dang.
Tangled up.
Oh, okay.
Tangled, jammed up about it in your feelings about, not you, but just your eyes.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. Yeah. Do you have a certain look that you like? Do you like to look scruffy, or you like to look smooth? Like what's the look that you like?
I mean, I just like looking like me. I mean, I don't, right now I am shaved. As soon as I go out, once I go out to work or do whatever, I shave usually, not all the time, but and then I straighten out my hair, not straighten it out. But,
You got a hot comb?
Nah, hell no.
You ain't got no hot comb, no straightening comb?
Nah, hell no. That's back in the 70s.
No, you said you straighten your hair out.
Yeah, I didn't want it to sound like that, but
You be rocking like the little Gary Coleman part. Do you brush your hair?
nah, it's too long to brush.
No, it ain't. It's stiff brushes that take care of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but no, I don't do that. Yeah.
You ever had your hair braided recently?
Nope. I wanted to. Yeah, that's why I was growing my hair out like 5 years ago to get it braided, but then I decided, nah, man, I ain't gonna do all that.
Right. Daryl said, what part of Seattle? What part of Seattle you from?
From the Central District.
Central District.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Central District. Man, what else? What else can we talk about, man? Trying to think of something that ain't gonna get vulgar, that it's not gonna turn vulgar or something.
Contentious.
No, I don't mean contentious. I like sparring with you. That's what we do. But I don't want it to turn into nothing crazy.
Okay. Well, Stamp Buster asked me who was the first scientist, John. I don't know who was the first scientist. Want me to look at? Are they asking me? Have I visited the gun wall? Yeah, I live damn near right by the gun wall. In fact, that's by the Pike Place Market.
Oh, okay. So you born and raised in Seattle?
Born and raised, yep.
Right. That's like what's that? The Emerald Triangle or something like that. With the weed, where they be doing the whole big weed growing stuff.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, weed is grown everywhere around here.
No, it's like three. It's like anyway. I don't do weed anyway, but I was wondering, do you smoke weed?
No.
You don't smoke weed?
Nope.
You don't do no like
recreational drugs?
Nope. Yeah, just like vices. You don't do no vices?
No, I don't even drink.
You don't do
no. Right now, I probably look like a damn drunk, but nah.
What about Corn Hub? You be on Corn Hub?
What is that? Is that a porn site?
I'm trying not. I got to speak in YouTube code language.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking you saying porn site.
Oh Lord, come on, bro. Come on, man.
I can't even say that.
No.
Okay.
That's why I said corn.
Those adult. Can I say adult?
Yeah, you can say adult.
Okay. Yeah. I be on those.
Yeah, you be on them tough, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I could tell.
How can you tell?
Oh man.
So ACM said I look like Wesley Snipes, Pops, and Sugar Hill. Dang, you got some old dudes in this.
Say you look like Prince Daddy in Purple Rain.
You got some old dudes on this thread, man. If cats remember all that, man. Wow, you talking about the 90s.
Nah, man. We appreciate you. I know I appreciate you. That's why I be rocking with you. You know I just be clowning. I know you be clowning at me. We be roasting each other, but I rock with you for real, John, on some real.
That's good, man. I'm glad we come to a consensus, man.
Yeah, I like your big words, your big vocabulary words like that. Consensus.
Well, that come from the
Isn't that what they take every year or every 4 years? They knock on your door and take a consensus.
You talking about what is that called?
The Consensus Bureau.
You mean the Census Bureau?
The senseless?
No. Oh, that's what you call it? There ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
What's wrong with that?
Rod Worley said John Cornelius. You related to Don?
Nah, man. Don Cornelius was an unusual brother.
What's wrong with Don?
He was just too old school. You know, I heard he was like
you old school.
I'm old school, but I ain't old school. Like I don't dwell in the 90s and in the 80s and all that kind of stuff. I try to update.
Man, your whole appearance is like 70s.
Well, that's because I'm born in 60s.
I'm just saying. So you old school.
My appearance ain't the 70s. 70s, yeah, you
look just like the 70s.
Didn't look like that, like this.
Only if you didn't have that Michael Jordan thing on your sweater, you'd be fresh out the 70s.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, man. You don't know the 70s that well, then, because the 70s had
I was alive in the 70s.
Well, then you would know they had the even afro. This is uneven.
No, you just look like you just woke up. It looked like it would be even if you forked it out.
I did just
yeah, you know, like I had that same kind of afro that looked like a helmet, like because it you know, it smashed on the side because you was just asleep and then you just hopped up and hopped on the live. But yeah, you probably should have forked it out a little bit first.
Right.
Put some hot water on it. You know what I'm saying? Get it soft and just fork it out a little bit.
I'm just talking to y'all, man. I don't care. I keep it real. I mean, I'm not gonna do everything perfect just for y'all. You're gonna see a black man when he just woke up and about because I work the night shift. So you know.
Oh, okay, for sure. What you do? What you doing right now?
Uber driving. Because I'm retired, really. So I just pick up money, you know, doing Uber.
You're not 65.
You don't have to be 65 to be retired.
Why are you retired?
Because I want to be retired. I can sit back and collect, do a little something.
Hit that site, hit that little corn hub site.
Hit the corn hub site. Don't have to worry about spending no money on abroad or nothing like that. Back talk and
attitude
on somebody or nothing like that. Attitude, yeah.
Well, you know, the players say you pay them to leave. You're not paying them for you know what I'm saying? To stay.
No, I ain't paying them to stay. I'm paying them to leave.
But you're not paying them at all. You're paying that internet bill.
Right. See, that's cheap.
That's cheap, you said?
Yeah, that's cheap.
But you messing up your computer and you making your little keys stick together and all that, right?
Well, that's why, man, you gotta have something to clean it. You know, I got the little thing.
Why not just do that with an actual black woman?
I do that sometimes.
Well, I ain't trying to get all into that, but you know.
You brought it up. That's your key thing that you keep bringing up.
Because I'm concerned about you, John. Like I want you to procreate. I want you to, you know, spend your time not looking at a computer screen, but actually, you know, interact with a sister. You know what I'm saying?
I interact with sisters, but why is that so important?
Can I see a picture of one of your lineup? Oh, you got to post it on your wall. You in jail?
No, I ain't in jail, man. Come on. Why you want to bring bad luck like that, homie?
No, you ain't doing nothing wrong. Why would you be in jail? You ain't doing nothing wrong.
I'm just saying, yeah, as a black man, you don't have to do nothing wrong to be in jail. You know that.
Gooch DeGray say you modeled for Good Fred oil back in the 80s.
I don't know what Good Fred is, man. So
you don't know what Good Fred oil? You ever had a Jerry curl?
Never.
You never had a Jerry curl?
Why you think I got some hair at damn near 60? All them guys that
I just when you lean like you thinning, you got like a little George Jefferson on the top.
No, I don't.
Man, I just see that at. Lean towards the camera.
Where do you see that at?
Lean towards the camera. Don't look at it. Don't worry about it. We just
look at it. Where do you see that at?
Right towards the front. Maybe it's just alopecia or something. You been stressing?
Yeah. You just making up stuff, man.
No, I thought I seen that. No, no lie. I thought I really seen that.
Yeah, you just made that up. Don't worry. Pretty soon I'll start. I have the missing hairline just like you.
Yeah, man. I had it when I needed it. I landed a beautiful black woman with it. Well, actually, I ain't gonna go there. But yeah, I didn't even, when I had hair, I still cut my hair bald. I always had a bald head.
I used to do that too. I had hair and cut and went all bald just like you did in them days. That was a style back then. See, I can't show some of these. Hold on, I can't. I got to be careful. I gotta be careful because I don't want to get you some strikes on your thing.
You say you got you got the same haircut as Roger on What's Happening.
Now that's probably true.
Raj, come on, Raj. Ooh, I'm telling mama. You got the ooh, I'm telling mama, Raj.
Ooh, I'm telling mama. That was that girl,
D,
little D.
Yeah.
Man, your audience is old.
I mean, we all old. We in the 50 club. 40
Yeah, that's
some
what I'm
50.
saying. You guys are too old to be trying to rank, man.
No, this is how we entertain each other.
Okay, that sounds good.
You ever had your ear pierced?
Never.
Never? Was you a Jehovah's Witness or something?
That was sort of suspect to me, man. Nothing wrong with the gay community and all that, man. But
no, I agree. I'm not saying, but was you raised Jehovah's Witness?
No, never. I was like a Baptist and a Christian for a while.
Man, how did you avoid getting your ear pierced and Jerry curls and all the trends that black people was going through?
Because I seen that it was hurting us. I seen that those Jerry curls, dudes would line up to go get burned and pay almost $100 to get their hair burnt over abroad. And I was just like, I can't do that over a woman, man. I mean, that don't make no sense.
Right, I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that.
And all that Prince stuff and Michael Jackson during the 80s, I call it the Gaities.
The Gaities. That's right. Daryl said, have you ever been in jail? You was locked up before?
Yep.
Long time or just a short stint?
Skid bids, like I've been in, the jail, state penitentiary, and federal penitentiary.
Oh, okay. I don't want to go into that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you out. Glad you made it out safely.
Oh yeah, that's that was a long time ago. And last time I was down was like in my last release was like 2006. And
well, this ain't that kind of YouTube. I'm not interested in no jail talk. So let's get off that into something else.
What's a clovis?
A covatus. You remember a covatus?
Covatus. Is that how you spell covatus?
No, he probably just put a L on it.
Okay, yeah. Covatus. Yeah, that's what you got, right now.
Yeah, I got a covatus. I got a ski ball.
Yeah.
Ski ball covatus.
Yeah. I had a flat top fade kind of once. I hated it. I just hated it. It just looked too square to me, man. I was like,
Are you tender headed?
Nah, I mean, well,
tender headed.
not like when it comes to braids and stuff. Yeah, I would say yeah.
But you got a pick right now, right? Like
yeah.
Let me see out because I can't tell if your hair looks soft or not.
Hold on, man. So here's my pick. Right
oh here. Yeah, there you go. No. I really wanted to see them little. What was at the base of them forks? You got them out the way. Let me see. Hit it. Let me see. Let me hit the top part. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. There you go. All right. Looking more and more like Bill Cosby a little bit. Little Jello pudding.
Yeah, now I get that a lot. The Bill Cosby. I don't like that, but Bill Cosby, one of them users.
Nah, you. Oh man, I'm rocking with you, man. You should have came on like that, bro.
Man, I just didn't have time.
I think, matter of fact, I think you would go viral, like, cause you know how I forgot the name of that mukbang or mukbang or something like. They got like little YouTube and TikTok shorts of people eating or people making like noise, I think you would go viral just combing your fro out. Just the different outfits. I'm not lying, bro. I'm telling you.
Crazy.
Just doing that, what you doing right there, just do like 30-second little spots of you combing your fro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? With different beats, play a few of the different beats in the background.
Shout out to the call.
They call it picking beats.
Picking beats. That's a good one. That's a good one. Picking beats. Yeah, where you have one of them videos where you have a shot person and it turned into a glam person and all that. Hey, you said I got the Civil Rights March haircut. Yeah, that's
man.
Right now. Ain't nothing wrong with that, civil rights.
Daryl Jackson said you look like a mortician.
Hey, you remember that movie? What was that movie that had that mortician in it?
Phantasm?
No, it's the black one.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You look like dude. He played in
that
Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh, you want the shit. Oh, you want the shit.
Yeah.
I
was in the theater when that movie came out. We were dying when he said, "Oh, you want the shit."
Yeah.
He had a gap like me. So
yeah, we go. I'm telling you, John, man, we finna make some money together, man, because you got the look, bro. You got that Sassoon, Vidal Sassoon. You got the look. They want to know better. You ever used to rock Sergio Valentes, the little jeans?
No, man, that was.
You didn't rock the Sergio Valentes or the Vidal Sassoon?
No, man, that was that funny. Like I said, that's that 80s, man. That them tight Calvin Kleins and them wide bottom, the 70s and stuff. I hated the 70s. I hated the 70s and the 80s. I did not like that. The only thing I liked about the 80s, Mod Squad, yeah, that's right. Shout out to the Mod Squad.
Mod Squad.
Only thing I liked about the 80s was Run DMC, because that's when masculinity started coming back. You know, you start seeing real dudes.
Apostrophe said that they are shooting or filming the last Friday with Cube.
Nah, because your cuz don't pay too good, so no.
He paying better than Uber.
I don't know. Not according to
Pornhub internet paid.
Not according to Chris Tucker. Not according to Chris Tucker, he don't pay more. Not according to Cat Williams.
I wouldn't just take nobody's word on face value. I would go audition for Pops. You could play his brother.
No, that's too big of shoes to fill, man. John Winspool.
No, I'm saying you could play his brother. You ain't gotta play him, but you definitely would pass for his brother.
No, that's too hell no. So
say it ain't so, Valley.
So what's up with Q? What's up with Q talking about
Pop Go the Weasel?
Who?
Pop Go the Weasel. Nah, just kidding. Now, what you said? What's up with Cube and what?
What's up with Cube doing on the Trump bandwagon, and then I think he got off now, but
when he was trying to do the contract with Black America or something like that?
Yeah, that he stole from the Republicans. He like sampled that like P. Diddy sampled all took that from Newt Gingrich.
Right. Hey, Daryl say, you ever had some little pink toes in your stable?
Yep.
You like them? You prefer them over sisters?
No, hell no.
Okay, all right, man. I'm rocking with you. See, I don't want to like you, man. You making me. I don't want to be cool with you. You making me be cool with you. Say some more stuff I disagree with.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to get on the Cube thing. So Cube, he talked bad about. I want to choose my words carefully here now. So he talked bad about certain type of people. I'll just say, and I think you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
But yet he was in business with them. What do you think about that?
I think you can be in business with them. I just think you shouldn't necessarily be in business with them for selfish reasons at the expense of your other brothers and sisters that's still getting effed over by them. I don't think it's no problem in doing business with your enemy, as long as you understand that that's your enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I just thought that was strange that he said all that about those type of people, but Cube Vision, part owner of Cube Vision, was one of those type of guys.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really don't got no issue with that, because that's wise, knowing how to, just like Solomon. I know you don't believe in none of these concepts and these people, but the principle of Solomon being wise, so wise that he had devils working for him and diving for him. So we can deal with the devil as long as we ain't working for the devil, and as long as we ain't turning into a devil. You can definitely deal with him.
So I mean, but wasn't he kind of working with the so-called devil, because he was supporting Trump in his own roundabout way, just like Kanye?
I don't think so. I don't think Cube was never supporting Trump. I don't think he never did that. He never said he was supporting Trump.
He never right out said it, but he was spreading that Trump propaganda, just like Farrakhan. Farrakhan did the same thing. He sort of supported Trump.
Well, he didn't support Trump, but like me, I support Trump to that extent, meaning that we want Trump in so he can do what he's destined to do, which is to help cause the collapse or the fall of Babylon. We don't believe Trump gonna make nothing great. We know Trump is gonna continue the war with his big brother in the deep state, and and he's gonna cause Satans to cast out Satans. So that's why we want Trump in office, and he's doing just that. But we don't believe in him. We believe in him to do exactly what he's doing.
Okay, so now I understand, because that was a big confusion that I had about the NOI. I said, why are you guys supporting this racist Nazi whatever? But I see. So you guys want self-destruction, the government to implode.
Well, they're going to do that anyway, but we recognize the character that's being used to do that. So you don't believe in the Bible, but we understand that concept of Satan casting out Satan. So if Satan casts out Satan, how then can his kingdom stand? It can't. When you see Satan's at that level of power and influence, casting out Satan and turning over and going to war and confusion and at each other's throat, you know that this empire is about to collapse. And you see it with the stock market, you see it with the economy, you see it with the health conditions and all of that, and all of the nations around that's pulling out China and BRICS and all this tariff business. So Trump is the one doing that. Way to go, Trump.
Okay, well, that makes sense, man. I mean, I don't agree with it, but it makes sense.
You can't agree with it, man. We don't pay you to agree with Cam. We got to find a way to disagree with Cam.
Well, I'm going, whether you pay me or not, I'm going to agree with Cam any damn way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You ever use a little hair dye? You ever dyed your hair?
No, but I used the black
don't lie.
spray.
You used it just for me, and you don't lie.
Nope.
You use the jet black, flat black, or you use the brown?
I used the spray. Why would I dye that? That stuff is too many chemicals, man. It'll probably burn up your head and all that kind of stuff. No, I used for a while that spray shit. Just like how that basketball player Dennis Rodman used to use, but he did his red and all that. I covered my grays, but I was like, man, F all that, man. I'm old.
Well, you ain't old.
Yeah, I am.
Man, you're not old.
We are old.
No, we not.
Yeah, we are.
I could do everything I did when I was in my 20s.
No, you can't, man. Stop.
Man, go on my Instagram. You'll see me doing my little gymnastics, hooping, whatever.
No, Cam, back then because I can't compare what I used to do in my 20s.
Well, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about my condition. I'm a Muslim. I've been following this Elijah Muhammad diet, how to eat to live, for 35 years.
But you got, most of y'all don't even follow that diet though.
I'm not talking about most of y'all. I'm talking about me. I can't control what nobody else do.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm talking about why I'm able to do that at 50, 56, and you probably missed the glass over there. You said you like Samuel L. Jackson, right?
No, I don't like Samuel L. Jackson. I said that people.
You ever seen that movie Unbreakable?
Nope. That's what, yeah, but I've seen the scenes from it and the hair and everything like that.
No, I'm talking about, yeah, I'm talking about the brittleness of your bones and shit.
Oh well, man, my bones ain't brittle. I'm not like that.
I mean, why you can't do what you was doing in your 20s or 30s?
Because I'm old. I mean, I see. You don't live in reality like me. See, you live in what they call allegories. You know what I'm
I
saying?
live
You
in the
like
Matrix.
and you like taking those allegories and making reality out of them. I don't do that. I take reality and for what it is. It's just like I could ask you a question. I could ask you this question right here. Like, what would you say? Would you say the glass is half empty or the glass is half full?
It depends if I'm drinking or not.
Okay, well, what if
I'm
you're
drinking it? If I'm in the middle of drinking it, then it's half empty because it's on the way to being fully empty. If I'm pouring it, it's half full.
Okay, you know what I would say?
No.
I would say there's water in it.
You said what?
I would say that there's water in it.
What if it's not water? What if it's milk or juice?
Then I would say that there's juice in it. I would say there was
So you
milk.
don't believe in measurements?
I do believe in measurements, but that's not a measurement. A measurement
half is not a measurement.
half full and so you can just determine from your eyes if something's exactly half full.
Well, you get into exactly. We didn't say exactly. We said half empty or half full. So exactly wasn't the discussion.
But see,
it was the word full versus the word empty.
Right. So what's the difference?
I just told you. It depends on
the difference. Let me explain the difference. The difference of half full and half empty is what?
The motion of what you're doing. No, it's like listen to me. I just explained that it's the motion. Is are you in the process of pouring something out, or are you in the process of pouring something in? That determines whether it's half full or half empty.
No, but if it's stagnant, what do you say?
It's not stagnant.
Why wouldn't it be stagnant? If you're not drinking it and you just set it down right there, would you say it's half full or half empty?
It depends on what you doing with it. Like I said, if you plan on refilling it, then it's half full. If you plan on drinking it, it's half empty.
Well, see, that's the difference between me and you. I just say what the substance is inside of it instead of trying to do a measurement and all that kind of stuff. Because what you're doing is you're trying to control the reality through like poetry or through sensibilities, where I do sensibility. Where I do sense, you do sensibilities. There's a difference.
Oh, okay. What what is, I guess, we already went through that, so I'm trying to get to if so many things that you disagree with me on or disagree with, I guess, the masses of humanity, would you say that they're in a better condition than you are, or vice versa?
When I was
young?
Am I in a better condition than I was when I was young?
No, are you in a better condition than the people that you disagree with?
I wouldn't know, because that's a broad question. Because
are you so if me and you, I think it's 2 or 3 years apart, right?
Right.
So if you threw my oldest brother is that brought me in the nation. He born in 65, I think. You born in 65?
Correct.
Yeah, so y'all the same age, right? Yep. Would you consider, like, do you agree that certain people are more successful than other people?
Yeah.
In life, just in life.
Yeah.
So if a person is more successful than you in life, would they be considered,
superior?
more intelligent?
No.
So success is not associated with intelligence?
In part, but it's not an absolute.
So what do you think life is for? Let's get to the chase. So we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes here. So you're an atheist, you don't believe in God. What is your purpose here?
My purpose is
What is your purpose for being alive?
To survive.
Well, you're not gonna survive. You're not gonna survive. So then what?
Then I am serving my purpose.
So your purpose was just to be here and just do what?
Survive.
Have you ever studied Dianetics? L. Ron Hubbard?
No, I heard that's Farrakhan's new thing now. Is that true?
No, that actually you just quoted the very number one axiom or belief system of Scientology.
Actually, that,
how you gonna tell me no if you don't know? They said the whole goal is to survive.
No,
you didn't know that.
You didn't know that's what you
teach.
See, I'm trying to tell you.
That's what they teach.
They may teach that, but they didn't come up with that. They didn't originate that.
That's you didn't either. You didn't either. I'm just saying that you believe in Scientology.
I never said I came up with that.
You believe in Scientology.
I'm trying to tell you who. I can tell you who came up with it.
You believe in Scientology.
No, Farrakhan.
How do you know? You just said they number one axiom: survive.
That's because they got it off us.
Who is us?
Darwinists.
Darwinists? Who is Darwin? A white man?
Yeah, Charles Darwin. You never heard of Charles Darwin?
Darwin is the one that invented survive.
Yeah, you haven't heard of the term.
No, stop. Don't rush past this. So Charles Darwin, the white man, is the one who invented the concept of survive.
No, he invented the concept of survival of the fittest.
Damn, so nature didn't, right?
I don't know what that means, that nature didn't.
So nature, the law of survival of the fittest didn't exist until Darwin said it?
We're talking about ideological concepts.
No, we're talking about provable laws of nature. It's not it's not concepts, it's provable laws of nature.
Right. So we're talking about
ideology. So life isn't surviving without Darwin?
Of course it is, but see, you're conflating two different issues. You're talking about conflating.
Yeah, that's like filling up a bike tire with air.
No, that's inflating, brother. Conflating.
What is conflating?
Conflating is bringing two things together, not inflating. Inflating.
Well, I love to conflate. Then I love to bring things together.
Right, and that's
I'm a conflator. I'm a conflator then.
Right, and that's what you just did. But sometimes things don't match. You ever heard of the term of oil and water? Well, that's what you're doing right now. You're conflating oil and water.
College said Darwin believed in God.
He used to believe in God. He was a Christian minister. His whole family was like Christian.
So he died not believing in God.
Be
careful now. Be careful how you answer this.
I would say yeah. He
you would say yeah.
He definitely didn't believe in creation. That he didn't believe in.
How could you believe in God and not believe in creation?
Man, they do it all the time. You have scientists all the time. The guys that that discovered the so-called God particle, they were Christian.
Mm-hmm. So that's not creation.
No, that ain't creation. Because
right, we gonna wind this on down.
If you are claiming there's a creator, you have to bring evidence that there's a creator. No theist has brought evidence.
College says non-correct. He believed in God throughout his entire scientific practice. John is in error.
Okay, College, show me the evidence of that. Go and show me a credible article saying that Charles Darwin believed in Christianity, the creator of the
he didn't say Christianity
theory.
Did he say Christianity, or he say just believed in God?
Show me anything that he was a theist. Show me anything that he was a theist, because this guy was responsible for the theory of evolution.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he can put the link in the chat. If he finds an article, Khaled, if you find an article and put it in the chat. But I wanted to get back to your purpose of life. So you said your life's purpose, since there's no God, then you really don't have no purpose in life, right? Because you're not going to survive.
Why do we need a purpose in order to exist?
Wow, ask that again.
Why do we need a purpose in order to exist?
So living creatures don't have a purpose.
I'm going to ask you a question again, brother. Why do we need a purpose in order to exist?
Because that is the purpose of existing. Existing is to have a purpose, to accomplish a purpose.
Wow.
Aim or will. Like you said that you just said the purpose is to survive, right? That's a purpose.
I mean, yeah, but
wait a minute. Stop, bro. Stop.
You don't need a purpose.
The purpose is to survive. You just said the purpose is to survive.
No. I said for me, you asked me, what do you think my purpose is? But we don't need a purpose in order to survive. We don't. That's a whole different question. No, we don't. You don't need a purpose in order to survive.
Oh, really?
No.
Then stop eating. Stop breathing.
Why is that a purpose?
Because you want your purpose is saying you want air. You want, you know what I'm saying?
Can I want air and say, oh, this is my purpose of existence?
You're following your purpose. You're following the law and purpose of the nature that you was created in. That's why you won't break the law of your nature and hold your breath. Go against nature and hold your breath. You're following your purpose. Your purpose, like you said, is to survive.
That's not a purpose, though.
That's not a purpose?
No, that's not a purpose. See, you get the
define the word. No, go on the dictionary and type up the word purpose and give me the definition.
Definition?
Yeah, definition. That's what words mean, brother. Knowledge. Peace, brother John. What was the cause of you using drugs or alcohol? What was the cause of you using drugs or alcohol, and what made you quit?
I never used drugs and alcohol, so that's a crazy question.
You never had a drink, or you ain't never smoked no weed before?
That's not the question. The question is,
no, that's my question. My question. Did you ever drink or smoke?
Yeah, I drank. I never smoked dope, though.
He's saying what caused you to do it and what caused you to stop.
Yeah, that's a crazy question, because I never used drugs.
You just smoked drugs.
No, I never smoked anything.
You smoke weed or cigarettes?
I smoked a cigarette when I was a kid one time and damn near choked it, yeah.
Well, what about weed?
No, not weed. Not weed, not cocaine, not fentanyl, none of that. But see, this is what sycophants do. This is what people who are bandwagoners do. When they don't agree with you, they attack your personality.
I don't think nobody was attacking. They was asking you, why did you do it, and then why did you stop?
But that comes with an assumption.
That's an attack. Yeah, I gotta be careful. No, I gotta check you, bro, because one of the things here on YouTube is if somebody is accusing you of attacking them, that can get your page shut down. So I can't let you sit here and falsely accuse somebody of attacking you. They asked you a question. No,
what they did was they had an assumption that I used drugs, which is an insult. An insult.
You said you smoked cigarettes before, right?
I smoked a cigarette before.
Well, a cigarette is a drug.
I agree.
Okay, well, you smoked drugs before.
Okay, I smoked drugs before. I smoked one cigarette, and that's a drug.
Okay, he was asking you why did you do it, and then why did you stop? That was a question. It wasn't no attack.
I was a kid. I thought it was fun, and I stopped because I almost choked to death smoking a damn cigarette.
Say
But that was I understand that was, even though you don't want to take it as an insult, that is, I assume that is an insult.
You sold drugs, but you didn't use them, right?
Correct.
Why did you sell drugs?
To get some money.
Why you didn't do something legal?
I did do something legal.
What? Selling drugs ain't legal.
Yeah, but you asked me why didn't I do something legal, and I did do something legal. That wasn't working for me at the time, so drugs was an easy way to get money, and that's why I think most people sell them is to get money, and that's what I did. And no, Darwin never said that man came from monkeys. That's another lie.
That's a lie?
Yeah, that's a lie. Darwin said that we had a relative to apes. We are actually apes. We are the fifth ape.
We the fifth ape? Sugar said in the original print of Origin of Species, Darwin does not deny the existence of God, but rejects special creation and believes man evolved naturalistically. Read the first print of his work, is what Sugar said.
Okay, I'll go to that. Is that in the first? Shug, is that in the first chapter of Origin of Species? So I know what, since you're citing that right now, I'm going to go to the exact thing that you're saying, that he does not deny the existence of God. Where does it say that in the original species? And I don't. Well, I'll just leave it at that. So.
All good, all good. So, but yeah, I was just trying to get us back to the purpose, our purpose. You know what I'm saying? And you said that you don't have a purpose. You just blindly, just aimlessly wandering on in this thing called life.
No. Again, see, you're not really listening to me.
What is your purpose?
I already told you what my purpose was. Did you forget already?
You said that wasn't a purpose. You said survival wasn't a purpose.
No, I said it doesn't need to be a purpose. See how you switch one word to make something seem different than what it really is?
So what's your purpose?
You don't remember what I said earlier?
No, I'm confused because you're saying different stuff. What's your purpose of living?
Same thing. I'm saying the same thing.
What is your purpose?
To survive. You don't remember me saying that?
Okay, yeah, that's what I just said.
That, audience, say yes or no.
Right. So your purpose is to survive, but I can't say that you have a purpose. I can't say that survival is your purpose.
I'm going to say this one more time. It doesn't need to be a purpose in order for you to exist.
You mean you said there doesn't need to be a purpose in order for life to exist?
Correct.
Okay. So what do you want? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of life? Survive just means keeping your heart beating, right?
Right.
So, you're already doing that. What do you want out of life?
Well, I want to live comfortably. I want to try to get in the best shape that I can so I can live for as long as I can for my survival. I don't think money is everything, but I want to earn enough money so that I feel comfortable in life.
You don't want a family? You don't want to produce a family?
I do want a family, but family is a two-way thing, right? So
no, family is something that you produce.
Right. So
do you want to produce a family?
I do.
Okay. So, what do you think it takes to produce a family? When should you start?
Well, number one, you have to have a woman.
Well, you got Corn Hub is, you know, so if you
That's not a woman. Corn Hub is not a woman. You know.
Well,
that.
you said you got some women. You said
Yeah,
you got like a little rotation that you deal with.
They're not. I don't have a girlfriend. I've messed around with women here and there, but they're not wifey material.
Why not? What is wifey material to you?
Wifey material to me is number one, being able to communicate with the husband.
Communicate like what? Now stay with me. Stay with me. And we talking.
Okay.
You saying for a woman to be able to communicate, so women don't know how to communicate, or the women that you dealt with don't communicate with you, or what? Well, I don't understand.
The latter. They don't communicate with me.
Do you believe that you're supposed to train them to communicate the way you need them to?
No.
So you're not supposed to be a guide of a woman. You're not supposed to teach your woman. You think your woman's supposed to be your equal?
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be your equal. Yeah.
Are women naturally equally strong as men?
No.
Then how can she be your equal? How can you expect her to be equal with you and she ain't even physically as strong as you? So if it's an intruder in the house, you expect her to go handle it?
No, but that's only a part of the existence of humankind. You know,
we're not talking about humankind. We're talking about you and a woman. Don't go to humankind. Go to you and a woman. If you said she's supposed to be your equal and you're not supposed to be her guide or her head or her superior or her protector, is she supposed to be your protector?
Yeah, she's supposed to be my protector. Oh, we're supposed to be.
What's she gonna protect you from?
Oh man, she can protect me from the police. She can protect me from my enemies.
So she's supposed to fight the police. If the police kick in your door, she's supposed to fight them for you.
No, but she's supposed to have that good bread to bail me out.
She's supposed to have a good bread. You sound like a pimp now. What a bread got to do with
it? I didn't mean to sound like a pimp, but I'm just saying she's supposed to have money to bail me out.
No, you're supposed to have money to bail you out.
No, she's supposed to. How am I going to have the money to bail myself out if I'm in jail?
What?
How am I
supposed to keep money in your pocket?
No, I ain't keeping no money in my pocket.
So where is your money at now? Where do you keep your money at?
I keep my money in institutions.
Okay, then that's how she gonna get your bail. She gonna get your money out the institution that you keep your money in.
Right. So
why got to be her money?
Well, it could be either one of our money, you know. But
what are you talking about, bro? Like, how's that protecting you?
You asked me a question. What I'm talking
how's that protecting you?
That's protecting me because you're saying that she needs to be physical in order to be useful. What I'm saying,
I didn't say nothing about useful. We said equal. You said your woman is equal. You want your woman to be equal. So you think that your woman is supposed to be equal with you. So I gave you an example of equal scenario as far as protection or intruder or violence or whatever. So she's supposed to be equal, right?
Nah, what you said was physical. You said, can she protect
aren't you physical?
She's
not a physical. You're not a physical person.
Yeah, but she's a physical person too. She can
pull. So she's supposed to be able to fight. She's supposed to be able to physically fight for you, then, right?
She can.
No, I said, what's her role? What do you expect out of her? Do you expect her to fight a man?
No, I don't expect her to fight a man. But that's not the.
What are you talking about?
See, that's what I'm saying. You being one dimensional. You've got that linear.
I'm being one dimensional, huh?
You thinking like just on a physical plane of the strength of a man and woman. That's
exactly what I'm thinking of. What other plane matters? What other plane matters?
She can. The whole thing about our society today is that we operate not only on a physical sense, but we operate on a bureaucratic sense.
Bureaucratic ain't physical.
Not really, no. Bureaucratic is something.
What is bureaucratic?
Bureaucratic is like paperwork. It's like
paperwork. Paperwork ain't physical.
I mean, the paper is, but the concept of it is, that's just like saying.
Is the concept coming from a ghost, or is the concept coming from a flesh and blood human being for the benefit of a flesh and blood human? So that's physical, right?
No, it's
that's not physical.
It's sort of coming from the ghost, because like for money, does money really truly exist?
What the hell are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is when we're talking about paperwork does not exist. That's a social construct that me, you, and humankind have.
You brought paperwork up, bro.
If we would come to some money,
bro, you brought that up. I didn't bring that. We was talking about
that's what I'm trying to explain.
Flesh and blood equality, right? And you brought up bureaucratic something. Bureaucratic, like that's not physical.
It's not. You said it was
bureaucratic. What does bureaucratic mean? I'm gonna let you go too, because I gotta get up off of here. So what does bureaucratic mean?
Bureaucratic means like
you said paperwork.
It's like paperwork. It's like
just type it in the Google.
Yeah, let's go to the definition, because I can't really explain.
Yeah, because you can't really explain what the hell you're talking about.
So it's a system of government.
Okay, stop. Bureaucracy or bureaucrat is a system of government, so that's not physical.
No, it's not physical. That's a social construct.
All right, so social construct. What is construct? Construct doesn't involve physical. If you construct something, that's not physical.
Yeah, you can construct something, but like, for example, if I make up an ideology, say like, for example, I want to believe in the Hebrew Israelites. I'll just bring
you're going to do something about it. That means you're going to do something.
And I'm going to make a whole philosophy about it.
But you're still going to do something about it. Even if it's write a book, even if you get a pen and a pencil and write it on paper, you're doing something physical about it.
That's being emblemized. That's symbolic.
It's still physical, bro.
No, it's not. Not totally.
All right, peace. I gotta go. I'm not gonna wrestle. I ain't ate all day, so I'm getting kind of irritated. But peace, Big John. Appreciate y'all, man. Campaign show live. I didn't mean for it to go this long, but thank y'all for hanging out with me. Like, subscribe, share. Excuse me, you already know. Go to my personal channel, West Coast Cam, if y'all don't mind, and subscribe over there, follow me over there, and also hit the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord, so if Darwin puts it on your heart, or if the God that don't exist puts it on your heart, or if your purpose, your you know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to address that, but love y'all, man. God willing, to tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, 18th. Peace and blessings. Darwin out. Peace.